everybody, it's me, Max Vero from DexFXMarkets.com. Here on the 26th of February, we are just about to jump in and do some trading. There is a large news pack that happens right at the top of the hour right now at 10 o'clock, which is an hour from now, and on 1 hour. So I'm going to check and use our demo because I haven't seen this setup yet happen on some of the pairs yet. So even me, even with all the experience I haven't seen this kind of setup yet. So what I'm going to do is just go down the list, see if there's something I can get into. And if not, I'm going to trade the 2 hours to see if there's anything on there we can do. So let's just hit it. Audi USD, no signal. Audi JPY, no signal. Euro Great Britain Pound, no signal. Euro JPY, no signal. I'm seeing a pattern. There's probably news setup, pre-cognitive news. There is a signal here, and it is a good one. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a little bit more of a berth here than we normally would. I'm going to come down to this area right here, which is 142.68, right in that area. And I'll look left a little further. There's nothing there. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to try to stay at that area, 142.68 on the Great Britain Pound JPY. Fresh, because we can open. Excuse me. Sneeze the thought right out of my head. Let's see, 142.68. 269.93. Since we are low, we can come in. 275 and place order. Close. All right, let's go down and keep looking. Great Britain Pound USD. There's a signal with the same process. Again, this one only has, it doesn't have the double tier that I would like. It does have that though. So 29.19. 29.19. Again, doing two in the same one. I'm just going to fill them both because we are in demo. But normally I wouldn't do two of them. 29.19. Did I say 19? Yep, 19. And there's only 22. Well, that's 3 pips into it. So I would either come back to 12 or not trade it. So let's not trade it. USD CAD. There is a signal and it would have been over, just over. So we're going to use that. And we're going to come back up to 32. And if you can kind of see where this line is, we use this as a teaching moment. I'm going to put a line in. You see that we'll pop it up right to what we're looking for is the most. Where's the most? Right there. Right there. Right through the basis of a few of them. Okay, so that's a pretty strong line. 32.98 in the USD CAD. Now remember that the USD CAD is a liquid pair for commodities, so for oil. So you have to be careful too on that. Again, talk myself right out of the number. 32.98. 32.92, 33.02. Let's do the 33.02. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get probably pushed around on that one a lot. We're supposed to be doing 3 contracts on this demo. And so I'm going to do straight market order. Right, there we go. Come on, place order. There we go. So we're in there. This is supposed to be 3 as well. Okay, in case it gets picked. All right, let's get down to the USD. Oh, we did USD CAD, CHF, no signal. USD JPY, no signal. Let's jump over to 2 hours. Let's have a look. We do have a signal, but again, we have relatively no information on this buy pattern right now. There's none. It's the furthest down where it could be. So I'm not really seeing anything on that one for 2 hour. Audi JPY, nothing there. Euro Great Britain Pound. We have a sell pattern back up against this soft side support and resistance. Pretty strong support and resistance over the last couple of days right here. Really backed up against that. So I don't really think that we're going to be because this is forming into a head and shoulders, but could it come in and go down? And that's the big question. That's a peak, and that's peak 84.14. Where's 84.14 come out? Right around there. So that does cut that off. That is a pretty strong solution there, and it is relatively in the middle of that. We could play with that. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that 84.14 area. Let's see what happens on the pair here. 84.14 on the Euro Great Britain pound. 2 hour. So we're looking for 11 a.m. 84.16 and has no money on it. But what we will do is do the 3 and create a working order. Place order. Boom, just like that. Okay. Now remember, what we're doing here is we're trying to get up our momentum and speed, but also get used to using the process here. Here we have a good segment here at 120.17, as you can kind of see, which is right here. 120.20 or 120.20, yeah, to 120.17. Yeah, so that's a pretty good one. Euro JPY. Euro JPY. 11 a.m. 120.17. That's right there too. So, but again, no money on it. So what we're going to do is do that. Put the 3 on and place the order. Now, if you have a balance that can handle this kind of stuff, yeah, go ahead and do that. But right now, what we're doing is we're tempering ourselves to look at the different levels. We've now seen 2 different level structures that could this work. Okay. So this just piercing over to that process, backed up into this zone, and we're hitting mid-grade almost of that zone from this here to here, right? Let's look at Euro USD. This one is a little bit more structure to play with here, but it's bouncing at that structure. So I'm not sure if I really like that. It does have a hard zone down here on at this level right here. So I'm kind of looking whether or not we should bounce into that. We'd have to give it some girth here. So a wide berth. So this line right here, this top green line, looks like to be the outside of that process. So we're going to do that. 08.85 on the Euro USD. Oh, 8.85. There's 86. That's way out there, right? 86, 12, 18. So 1, 2, 3. 3 deviations. That's okay. We're gonna do that anyway, because remember, we're giving ourselves a wide berth here to have the market do what it's going to do. And news is coming. It should sort of absorb that process. So let's get down to Great Britain Pound JPY. Another one buy, but we don't have a lot of information on it down the bottom. Oh wait, do we? We got. All right, well, we got the red zone there. That's pretty good. 142.58. Let's look at that. Now, if this was like an opportunity for me to, we just got filled on another one. The USD CAD, which I wasn't surprised. What was that number again? 142.59. There's 59. We're going to put that in as a zone. Boom. And on. And now we're going to look at Great Britain Pound USD. Not enough information, but we do have the red zone down here. Is a pretty strong red zone too. So we're going to do that 29.05. What I'm experimenting with right now is anticipation of the market really moving. And can we use this buying processes and putting working orders on for having to dip into that area and pop back out, and what's our winning loss ratio from that? So if I have a big news pack coming, is this going to allow me to absorb some losses or make some deal, get some good trades or what have you? And I'll also be looking for OTMs as well. This one has a really big shear. Like, you see how like it's just crazy over the last hour or two? But it all sort of hit out at this 3304 area. So we're going to play that one, 3304 on the USD CAD. And it doesn't have 04, it has 09. And that actually has money on it, which is a little disconcerting because we're going to do that. Place order. Go down to the last ones. USD CHF has a buy and JPY has a sell. I don't like that one. In fact, I'm going to ignore the USD JPY and go with the USD CHF with the buy at the red. So 97.45. 97.45 right there. You know, I am going to go with, remember this is a learning experience, right? So I'm going to try to depict where can I, when I get this really tight trade pack, where would you go? You would come back up to something that makes sense, which is that area right there. We're going to come down to right about there. And that creates a zone for this area, right? We talked about this in training. This is a particular support and resistance zone. You know, so I'm going to use this green line as a little heavier line. And we're going to call this 110.59. 110.59. 110.58. Okay. And 25. And place order. There we go. Well, we got some that are already active and on and doing okay on that. There's a 2 hour, there's a 1 hour, there's there's two. We have one working order on still for a 1 hour, and then the rest are all 2 hour stuff. So I'm going to stop the video now, and you see me pick the areas. We're going to be very transparent with this process. Remember, this is all in testing this part of it. I didn't get a good feel for anything live. Again, I've been stating that we don't really need to worry about news to a degree, but this is a super pack, okay, of news that's happening at 10:30. So I'm using this opportunity to learn what this pack will do for the month. Since I've been trading the TNT strategy, normally we'll avoid news packs that fit with its golden signal, so I wouldn't play with those normally. But this is the Dex Atomic. So, but I'm also going to look at crude oil. That CAD is what's going to be really concerning to me, or looking to see how well it operates at that level. If it adheres to the process or not. It's on a 1 hour right now. So I want to see how that operates, and I'm going to be keeping close track of that to see how that crude oil affects this piece. Does it shear it off at the last minute? Does it do a lot of, how much does it move that market? And I'm going to be looking at that. So that's what I'm going to be learning today for me. All right. Anytime that I'm putting demo trades down while I'm proactive live, I better be learning something. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trade availabilities, all availabilities, all with 3 contracts on it. That's a total of 30 contracts, right, that we're dealing with. Our reserve on this is pretty high. It's $1,800, with another several $100, another $500 on, or 425, 450 in actuals, right? If you were trading your a $23,000 account, of course, 10% of that would be about $2,300. I'd be right in line with that. If all these filled right now, I'd be right in line with that 10%, right? And this, so I want to treat this like I have that Proctor account. Now, if I'm on a balance of $1,000 in my Nadex account live, I'm only going to be looking for 1 or 2 trades to be on, and with an existence of about 2 contracts, maybe not even, maybe just looking for the golden one that's perfect. and then simply just use incremental crawl to eventually get my contract availability up and my balance up. That's what you got to look at. All right. I'm Max. This is Dex. We'll see you in milliseconds for you. But I'll come back towards the close of the hour of this USD just to pop in and see if anything else got bought on. Maybe do another market read at that point to close everything out at 11. All right. See you then. Okay, so we did get picked up on several of the pairs. Also got down to this USD JPY, which is in a USD JPY on the 2 hour. And what we're going to do is that because it's out of the money right at the moment, we're going to create a one-to-one buying solution here in case it does able to come back down at that 57. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and go to the USD JPY for the 11 o'clock, and it is at that 58 mark for a sell. Now, what we want to do is be able to generate, we want this to be like, you know, all right, there we go. We wanted to get that to 75 is a possibility, but I just may do it now to create like a 1.5 to 3/4 process there, just like that. Where did it go? Okay, so it did go in. So it raised up our process from $25 to $42.62. Almost a one-to-one process. That means if we do lose, we'll lose 240 out of that process. But what I'm trying to do here is get that to a solution that if we win from that, okay, actually almost $300. If we lose, we lose 300. If we win 248 or $258, right? So really close to a one-to-one. And I've done it in that fashion because there's a high chance of probability that that pair will, and see now it's getting even better. Here's something I don't understand, even on the demo, it's, okay, there we go. All right, I'm good. I think that if this does come down the 4 pips to be able to get to that point, I think we're going to be doing pretty good because it come down 1 deviation to be able to do that. Super, super, uber strong. There's even an opportunity to get something up here. But again, if the market continues to go, it's going to come, if it's going to fail, it's going to fail big. So let it fail big, right? So we've used this to try to get to as close as one-to-one as possible. Do we lose a little bit more money? Yeah, we're averaging out a little bit more money loss on that process. $300 compared to $250. I'm not worried because originally we would have been losing about $225 from the trade. So for an extra $75, we have a chance now of tripling our money within that process. See, look, it's even coming down right now. And even if this does come down, it comes down into the process, it's going to put this into the green supernova, even if it's still out of the money at a point. See, right now we're in the money, and look what's happening. It's still kind of in the red. If it continues to fall below, okay, which we're hoping that it's going to be coming back down here. Remember, we're all the way up here. This just needs to come down and bounce in. It's bouncing off of this zone. This is what we were scared about before. So we're practicing in this mentality right now of, you know, this pair, we came all the way back up here to grab this. We're hoping that it does force itself into this little cluster of support and resistance. And that's here and then later down here. We wanted to kind of, let me see if I can grab onto this screen. We want this pair to start to really come down and around in this area. To fold this MA over. If not, it's probably going to continue to come up and bounce around up here and hopefully end in a spot that'll be below our process. We still have an hour left on that trade. The other trade that came on did win. So we got 24 seconds left on that 33.02, and it won by a huge margin. If you look at that USD CAD on the 1 hour trade spot, we can... Remember, this is a pair that has a lot of news that happened to it at the 10 o'clock hour. Remember, it was oil that was being affected. So CAD is an oil product. So, boom, big old huge and a big comeback too in that possibility, in that little pullback. Okay, so great opportunities. The one just closed with a big win, 20-something pips. So far, trading the news is pretty efficient, coming out pretty good. That Euro JPY still sitting at 17. Now, there's not really a lot on the rest of these, right? And we got about an hour left. Even if it does get in, it would be more sort of the losers. You can start clearing out your training, if you will, from that process. You can leave them on the entire time to see if that's another way of filling it. But I'm just going to kind of leave them there for what they're doing, and hope that the USD JPY will work its way around. If not, then it's a learning solution, right? It's a learning process that when the USD JPY on the 2-hour charts backed up against itself like that, right? Kind of created this whole, push up against the MA, right? And has a huge support and resistance area, like right here and right here, and it's unfolding that. Is there like contradiction in the term of that pair, right? And that's okay. We're going to see what happens, because we came up here and we're hoping that it'll kind of just bounce in here and then fall down below and finish right about there. That's where I'm hoping it'll finish. So mark my words there, and I'll leave this up to see if it does do that. And I won't do anything else until you get back. All right, see you in a minute. I almost forgot. I have to actually do some more trades here. I want to put some more trades on for the 11 o'clock hour. Audi USD, I said I wasn't going to take off that USD JPY, but I have to. All right, no trade there. Audi JPY. A possible trade coming in off of that news release with a little punk in here. So let's see if we can find something strong on the Audi JPY. Right around this area here. Probably really pushing the MA. So 72.56 on the buy on the Audi JPY for 11 o'clock. We're going to do the 11 a.m. Again, working myself out. 72.56. Here's 72.56 right here. It's got $85. We're going to put 3 contracts on. Do I have any other Audi JPYs on? No. And we're going to do 75 and place order. Boom, just like that. All right. And let's get on to Euro Great Britain Pound. Nothing. Euro JPY. Now, we may come into a conflict with one of the other pairs that are on, so we're going to keep that in mind. This area right here, 120. So 120.00, another big support area. 120.15. That's where it's up at, a little bit above there. So let's do Euro JPY. We have no Euro JPY here, but we got this one on 120.17 on the sell, okay? And now we have an opportunity on the buy, creating an encapsulation around it. So down to 120, so 119.97 on the buy. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna see if this condor works. Excuse me. I'm gonna see if that works, but didn't have any money on it there. Euro JPY. What did I put it in for? 75. Okay, good. So that's on. All right. All 3? Yes, all 3. And let's get back in. Euro USD on the sell. On the sell, good. We're going to come back up to, of course, the green line. Let's do the green line. 0866. 0866 on the Euro USD. 11 o'clock. Now, we have a Euro USD 0866 on the sell already there. All right, 86 from the 2-hour. So the 66 has money on it right now for the 11 a.m. So we're going to do just a quick market order and put 3 contracts on and get in immediately. Boom, just like that. There's the Euro USD with 3 contracts. We got them for $30. That's really good, right? I did that right. I got that number in there right? 66, 0866. 0880 from before, from a 2-hour trade, we were looking at the Euro USD. And there's 0880 right there from back when it was a 2-hour trade, but it's moved in and it's gotten below this line now. So that's exactly where we thought it was going to go. So I can go back in now, take this Euro USD off at 86 and not even think about it. Clear up some of my margin here. Okay. All right, let's get down to the next one. Great Britain Pound JPY. Nothing on that one. But again, if we would have gotten to this one, because we didn't have a lot of information on there, there wasn't a lot down here. So there's, we didn't get into that one before. Great Britain Pound USD. Nothing there. USD CAD. I think we established that that's a big win from earlier. USD CHF. Nothing, but it would have been a big win at 97.51 if it would have filled. I don't think it did fill. And then here we are on this USD JPY. Really, oh, that's the 1 hour. Crap, it's 2 hours. Let's go look at that real quick. Look at that. USD JPY right here. Sitting at $90 right now. Doing pretty good. Sitting down at 50. We drop down 8 pips from that point. Let me jump back in here and just clear from Great Britain Pound USD down. We do have a sell there. We're going to come back up to here, right about there. 129.35. Why did we do that? Well, it's this. It's this line right here. Kind of shooting right in between that middle. Right about there. So 29.30, 36. 29.36 on the GU. 29.36 on the GU. There it is, right there. Isn't it kind of weird that I know those strikes? Those strikes come over and it all lines up. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. All right, put 25 in. Hit place. Close. USD CHF. No other USD CHFs on. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing quite nice through this pack, and this is a training segment. Now, would you have money on live? Some of these you probably wouldn't have the money on live, but don't give that any mind. What you're practicing on is the level, whether or not it would got in and on. Don't look at the overall end profit today, okay? I want you to look at the success ratio of those processes. So if you were able to get on and make that happen. So we'll go from there, all right? All right, let's look at, where were we? So USD CAD. We do have one that popped on, but again, you don't have a lot of information for the sell, except if you come back up here to the green line. 32.91. Or 11 o'clock, 32.91. There's 89 and 99. That's about it. Again, we could put on another one. There's 33.09 right there, so we could probably take that one off and go to 33. Oh, was that 33.09? Okay, I guess it was. We can do that, and 25. What just happened? So I gotta pay the sell side. Okay. Place order. All right. And last couple ones, USD CHF on the buy. Come back down to the green. 97.58, 97.59, 97.45. We could probably take that one off, since we're not going to get to it. 97.57. Did I say what I said? 97.59. Can we come up to quarterly there? Not really. 97.60 would be the best. But there's no 97.60. There's 61, but that's a little bit too far. So 57 it is. Err on the side of caution. Place that on and done. Take this other USD CHF off at 45. Boom. And off. Clear up some of that. 0864. There's that Euro USD. Sort of hedging on there, playing around 97. That's a winner. That looks like it'd be about a winner. And 56. But we won't know what's the winner, what's not the winner until we really get in there and make it happen. There's that USD JPY that is just really doing exactly what we said it was going to do. Coming back down around that MA, and we're thinking it's going to bounce back off and kind of stay up in that area. Keep us away from the 58 margin, and we'll see what happens from this point. All right. The video is going on pretty long today, but this is my trading day, right? Enjoy it. You're getting a lot of information here. You should be sitting through these and doing them, but you should also be doing them yourself. You should be getting in there and doing them yourself. And if you haven't yet, get in now. Subscribe to the channel. You can watch these videos all day long, but the only way you're going to get it is not by watching me. You know, if you want to watch this for entertainment and listen to me babble to myself, great. But get in there and do it yourself. Get in there and start trading. Start making that stuff happen. Stop looking and listening to all these damn gurus out there. Find a good system. Stay with it. Pump it. Make it work. Make it your own. And then join me when you're done trading and look what I'm doing. All right? I'm Max. This is Dex. See you in a minute. All right, everybody. Like I said, transparency at its finest. We're down to the wire here on a few of the last little bit of trades. Our USD JPY, which we were in sync with, is sort of failing just a little bit. And some of the other ones are failed. We got one other failure, the Audi JPY. And again, remember, this is not to be essential to the profit margin of the process. We are looking at did those levels hold out for us, and that's the big thing. Did the levels hold true to our system? Did we get to the levels that we wanted to? And it looks like the Audi JPY may be a failure. What to that point? We're not sure yet. So we'll wait for the last 50 something seconds, and once it's all finished, I'm gonna declassify, bring it all out, show you where, you know, what made what and where everything happened and what failed and what didn't fail and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll get there, but you just got to give me a few minutes here once this comes in, and once this closes out, we'll be able to get into that process. Okay, so let's just see what happens here at the end, and we'll just make it work. We got the last 30 seconds here coming in. We have all the pairs doing whatever. We got these two little pairs that still have their money on it, what have you. But we'll see what happens. I'll find out exactly what, and I'll tally it all out, and we'll go through and see the explanations, and I'll learn my lessons in the hard conjunction of the process, right? Because I know that the Audi JPY took a big nosedive. We might lose the USD JPY just by a smidgen hair, by that one pip we probably played with in the very beginning. We don't know yet, right? Because it's the last 30 seconds. Well, there, it's finished, right? So we won every single one but one, right? That Audi JPY was the only one we didn't win from that point. So let's just take that in consideration first and look at that. What was that trade? That was a 10 o'clock trade, so a 1 hour trade for 72.56 at that level on the Audi JPY. And if we remember, we took that pair right there, and where did we come through with our process? Remember, we did it real skinny, right? Remember that? And we brought it right to the EMA into that process. So did we make that too skinny on that process? And the answer is no. This trade would have happened up here. We would have probably came down here at the most if we would have pushed to the furthest point to where we would have gotten in 72.46. What did we get in on that one? I can't remember now, but I will get it over into the system. So let me pause the screen now. I'll take everything off the process, and we can see what we won for this solution. Okay, so I ported over everything that we had for the 11 o'clock. I even did my 10 a.m. trade. Let's see here, this one here, the 10 a.m. trade from earlier. I'm going to have you watch me do this because it's a little bit, when you put the information over, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes moving everything around, making sure that everything has a session to it. Did I have to grab the close on that? I didn't grab the close on that. So let's see. Put some more 5 above there. 3 above there. Okay. There's that close out there for the USD CAD up there. Boom. That's our first big win. Right there. Boom. Let's move this down just a little bit. Now this is part of it. This is part of the whole. You know, there's the USD JPY trade that starts to happen, right? We start to add in extra stuff there, and I'll just keep all that together. Give it a little room. There's the Euro JPY. We're going to insert 2 above, probably even more. Right. We have a lot of trades happening in this area. Now, would I trade this way live? The answer is no. I wouldn't have this many in there, but we're trading for the understanding of the level, right? Not the, where's that? Oop. Where's that Euro USD? Okay, there it is. Boom. Okay, there you go. Second trade win. Gotta keep moving stuff down here. 6 short on, there we go. There we go, and that comes up to this USD GPY right there, just like that. And we gotta make a custom in there. $243. Now, how cool is that? For that one trade pack with an OTM, this had an OTM process that we got it for. We could have probably got it even for a lot more, closer to $100 per processor. If we would have gotten another $25 on that buy-in, so if we did it 75 instead of 60, right? We would have done another, this would have been $300 worth of trades in there. So pretty damn good. All right, let's Audi USD, or what is that? The Audi JPY. There it is right there. This is the big loser. You big loser. Let's do that. Put it there and go back. Okay, we're gonna move this down. Okay, and Euro JPY. Where's that one? Settlement. There we go. Euro JPY. Boom. There we go. And then your Great Britain pounds right here. Right there. Great Britain pound USD right here. And we got the Euro JPY. Oh. Okay, that's a boo-boo. There's Euro JPY. It's up here. That was a long instead of a short. Right there. And that goes there. And then this one comes up here and goes here. Let's do that. Yay. Okay. So now let's make the sums. And let's see how well we did. Okay. Boom. B. Oh, we lost $228 on. Wait a minute. What? No. So yeah, we lost $228 on that one because it was three trades. Okay. Right there, and right there. Okay. So how much did we win? Oh, we have this one right here too. Here is the 26, the 26. So all these trades are the 26. We're going to sum it up all the way down here. How well did we do for the session using those other variables in that process? And even, losing the one that was pushed a little bit too much. And that goes to right there. Boom. $447 we won for that trade pack. And we risked about 10% of our balance. Now, we wouldn't have been able to do that process on a live account. If you had like $2,000, you probably would have with one contract at a time. Okay, so if you divided that by 3, you did 447 divided by 3. You got about $149 out of it, even with the loss, right? Even with the loss in there, about $145 for that session. If you would have done every one of those with just one contract at a time, yeah, you would have been risking a good 10% of your process there. Okay. Okay, so now let me bold that out. Create a money thing there. There we go. So not too bad. 447 for that session. The big winner here is the OTM trade. That really kind of pulled it out. We made about half of our profit out of that. All right, but then just the straight power of the system working, right? And here we got a $30 run on that Euro USD. Now we did do a wing with the Euro JPY on a sell and a buy. One at the 2 hour and one at the 1 hour, right? Now that was kind of cutting it close, but it worked out. Now the one that we did lose was the Audi the Audi JPY that we talked about at that 1 hour side on the Audi JPY. And why do we think it lost? Well, because I think that we got into a position on this one where we had a huge movement. This was all about considering the last several bars of where it was compared to where it was, and this is just a loss, right? There's no explanation. It's just a loss. Did we do it right? What was the price that we got on it? On that loss, where is it at? Minus 228 right there. We got it for 72.56, and we're 72.56 here. Here's 72.56 right here. We came down to where the EMA was, but we got some head and shoulders in that process. 72.56. This would have been something probably not to get on if we didn't have a good area of support. We kind of just matching up some lines. But again, we were on the assumption, but it was right in the middle of that support. So it's either going to try to push through it or bounce off of it. And it bounced off for a minute, but then it kind of came in. And I think when it did this and it tested and then it failed, maybe there was a time we should have probably got out at that point. We don't know. All right? We don't know. Once it committed to breaking across, who knows? We don't know what we don't know. I don't look at getting out of them. I just look continuing them and making them happen. So, all right. I'm Max. This is Dex. I hope this finds you well. This has been a pretty long video, but I wanted you to be able to see this just to kind of see the practice versus live. We'll be making some live videos, I promise you, and I'll see you soon. I'm Max. This is Dex. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.